Okay. So, you've done coaching before, and you are a competitive player. So you go to locals and things like that, or do you play online mostly?
Mostly online because my current local needs booster shots, and I am like a couple months out from getting that, so I,
Okay,
I can't go until I get that.
that makes sense. All right. Well, we'll try to get you prepped for that then, if that's what your goal is, or are you trying to do better online, or like what's your overall goal with Smash right now?
So my overall goal is to hopefully at someday do top 8 in a major. I know that's hard, but I have my current like short-term goal. So the last tournament placement I got, I can't remember what the actual placement of it was, but I know I was one set away from qualifying for top 96 in a tournament. It was a coin box. I think
Gotcha.
had like 1,500 people, so I got one set away from top 96. So my short-term goal is to get to that point. The last time I competed was, I want to say about a month and a half ago, in an actual tournament. Just because of my work schedule, it's been pretty crazy. But that was the last time that I went, and that was my best placement.
Who do you main?
I am kind of juggling a couple characters right now, debating on. So I would call myself a Byleth slash Palutena main.
Okay.
I want to pick up Joker, or like even there's a couple. Man, I play too many characters that I have. There's too many characters I have fun with, but at the moment I'd say Palutena, and I kind of want to drop Byleth. But I just can't. I don't know
Yeah, I
why.
mean, to be honest with you, there's some matchups where I would rather be playing Byleth than Palu. Like, if you're fighting a Steve or something. So
Yeah,
you could
exactly.
possibly keep both around, but it is true that until you get to the level where you're like, at least doing well at your locals, which obviously you don't really have a metric for that yet. Picking a character and just kind of like
Rolling with
hard
it.
committing
Yeah,
is going to be the fastest way to get some improvement done.
I haven't practiced Byleth in like a week, so I don't know how this is gonna go. I've been playing Palu for
That's all right. I've been
past
picking up
like.
Falcon lately, so
So you say
I'll
you're
start.
you said you were an Ike main. I think
Yeah,
I read.
Ike main. Yeah, I've been playing a lot of Falcon lately though. All right,
Fair
so
enough, man.
before we start, we're gonna do a couple games here where I'll give you like little notes here and there, but I want a more well-rounded view of like where you're at and your playstyle.
Yeah.
And then, by the way, I'm recording all of this, and
Okay.
including our voices, and it goes up on my coaching YouTube channel. And it can be either public or private, whatever you want. But either way, you'll be able to review it whenever you want, including all my notes. But yeah, and then I'll just sort of give you notes as we go after that point. But the first few games I'll be a little bit quiet, okay?
Okay, sounds good.
Go ahead and taunt when you're ready.
Try me.
Gotta be careful re-grabbing, yeah.
Yeah.
With Byleth, if you're gonna do that, you need to buffer something immediately, or you're gonna get called out hard.
Yeah.
She's pretty good at ledge stalling, or she or he, but it's you definitely have to be ready when you're going for the 2 frame.
I've always had such a hard problem with like rushdown characters as Byleth, which I feel like personally is my whole like weakness with this character.
Yeah, I think that is Byleth's weakness as well. But there are things you can do to sort of mitigate. We'll get to that once I get sort of more of a feel for what I think we might be doing wrong or right. You have the right idea. It should definitely all be about putting him in disadvantage and then trying to keep it there.
Yeah.
Either on ledge or yeah.
I took a lesson with fatality. He kind of gave me some tips, but it doesn't make it any easier.
Gotcha. Is that how you found out about me, or? I'm
no,
his
I was
editor.
scrolling
I
and
don't
I
know
was
if
like,
you know
oh really?
that. Yeah. He and Griffin are friends.
Oh, okay, I didn't know that.
Yeah, I edited most of his YouTube videos.
That's actually pretty sick. So the way I found out about you was I was kind of just scrolling, and I was like, oh, this guy looks like, I need to practice, I need magic experience, looks like a good player, so.
Cool. Yeah, I can go back to editing.
Oh, it's no problem. You can play whoever you want. You know, I think the biggest part of me is just getting advice from people who are better than I am.
I feel you. Definitely a good attitude.
Yeah, it's like I don't really care about the actual matchup, you know? I mean, because I can always practice that, but I can never practice getting advice from them.
For that. I will go back to ICAP this game, though, so. See the way I play in bracket.
Yeah, sure.
You're doing a good job keeping me in the corner, though. I definitely could have died off one more interaction there.
Yeah, I don't. I accidentally hit the shield button. It's a habit of mine I'm trying to break, is like accidentally rolling when I just meant to run.
Yeah. And those little things aren't, I'll give you some tips on like how to get your inputs tighter if you want, but for the most part, this is gonna be about like playstyle and more general tips. I do have some drills that I run for movement and stuff that help a lot.
Okay.
That I could recommend you do. But you might be past that point to where you're already comfortable moving around, so it's kind of up to you.
Yeah, I'm pretty comfortable with movement itself, but the one problem I have is like, so I'll demonstrate real quick, is I'll run and like I'll hit the shield and then it'll end with me like running and doing that on accident, where I'll like.
Oh, okay. I actually have a really easy tip for that. Do you know what a dash shield is?
It's dashing and for shield, I would assume.
Yes, but there is actually a specific tech that makes it way better.
Oh, really?
So if I do it the way you're describing, where I let go of the stick and then I hit the shield button, right? See how long it takes for my shield to come out? I have to like wait for this wind down on my animation. But if you keep holding in the direction that you're running like this, look how fast that is.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's called a dash shield. Different characters have different frame data on their dash shield, but it's always better than letting go dash. And that's like a huge way to deal with like zoners. It can help with rush down if you have good out of shield.
So I just got out of a session with one of my friends who kind of used to be my coach, and then as I got better, we kind of just became friends. And he plays Richters, right? He's from South America, but he's one of the best Richters in his country.
What's his
tag? Pinsetto. But he was playing Richter, and I have a huge problem because I try to dash in like this and then hit shield, and I keep getting smacked by that stupid whip.
Yep.
And now that if I had just had like a frame earlier, it wouldn't matter. So
with Byleth, it's like maybe 10 frames earlier. It's like it's pretty good, and it also it tilts your shield forward just by default, which helps a lot for when you're approaching someone.
That's so sick. Okay, I appreciate Yeah, that's it.
It took me about 2 years of playing this game before someone was going to me, so don't feel out of the loop. And there's still tons of good players who still don't use it, and it doesn't make any sense. But it's like, it's never explicitly said anywhere, and no one ever talks about it, but it's like, it's vital. Okay.
Alright.
You want to fight?
Try me.
Let's go.
Prepare yourself.
Are you ready? See that? Dash shield.
Yeah.
Forces people to space unsafely. It's really, really
Makes it harder for me.
good. Yeah, that's definitely like the #1 habit you have to get rid of when you're first starting out on defense. Is air dodging too much.
I try to mix it up, you know?
Definitely.
At least I feel like.
That's the most important thing, is that you're mixing. But yeah, most people just hold air dodge and die. To like, you know, there's like levels of neutral, right? Or levels of thought to gaming, where it's like, oh, I want to hit you with this thing, and then, you know, really good players will be thinking, I want to hit you with this thing, but if I don't hit you with this thing, what can I do instead, right? So that extra layer is, instead of just thinking I won neutral, I lost neutral, is trying to work your way out of it by mixing as much as possible.
I feel like I don't know how to DI a lot of this stuff.
I get pretty much always just down and away.
Okay, so I should try. Like down, like.
So if you DI his nair down and away, you can get away from a lot of his follow-ups. And then there's Ether, where you want to DI down and in, and you'll die a lot later.
Oh, okay.
But other than that, yeah, down and away is going to cause a lot of his follow-ups to be harder, and some of them will even stop working. And then when he grabs you though, his combos off grab are true up to like 60, so you're gonna want to just mix as much as you can and make it hard. Make it a little bit harder for him. Yeah, you're Byleth, you know all about those kills.
About what?
About those kills, catching someone landing with like a dash attack or a dash smash. You never neutral get up. Something I'm noticing. Not that that's necessarily bad. Neutral get up is, you know, most people will be able to punish it, but it is the hardest on paper to punish. Are you dead?
Really? Yeah.
Bear sends it a pretty gross angle.
It really does.
Stand in my way.
And gross angles are really bad. Violent.
Yep.
It's so slow.
She does have that crazy header though.
Yeah. But whenever you get smacked to the blast zone, sometimes it doesn't matter.
True. Yeah, Ike doesn't like bad angles either.
Oh no, definitely not. Because I'm able to sit here and analyze while I'm playing, which I feel like is a good skill that's important to pick up.
Sorry, we can stop for a sec.
But sometimes I feel like it's a skill that I'm able to pick up, but sometimes there are things that I don't pick up on. Like sometimes I'm like, did I DI that wrong? I really don't know.
That's why
There.
VOD review is vital.
Yeah. I record most of what I do, but if I'm with a coach like this, they usually record or like stream or something. So I'm just like, hey, can you post that? Also, if you can make that video public, that'd be super cool.
Sure, yeah, I always give it to you, but public is just, you know, whatever your preference.
Yeah, I know that you asked, so I was like, well, I don't mind it being public. It might be public for somebody else. So.
Yeah, I like to put them up for that reason, and it gives people like a taste of my coaching before they book a session. I think people like that. But so have you ever done VOD review with the coach? Like sat down and
No, not. Yes, I would say VOD review of other people, but not my own.
yeah, I think it's vital that you do it of your own. I have like a whole method where I put the game at 0.75 speed because you're trying to process two people at once, right? And then I will like look at every single decision I make in a match and think, oh, okay, you know, and there's 3 factors you really want to balance when it comes to decision making. There's the risk, like what do I stand to lose if this misses? And you know, if I'm at 100 versus a Byleth, maybe I stand to lose a stock, right?
Yeah.
But if I'm at 0, I stand to lose like 30%, right? So it like changes depending on the circumstances of the match. Then there's what do I stand to gain, which works in a really similar way, obviously. So like say I was to go for an F smash, you know, at 40 I might get a kill. At 0, I'm not going to get much. And either way, the risk is really high. So it's all about balancing those 2 things. And then there's the likelihood, right? There's like, how confident am I that this is going to hit? How confident am I in my read on my opponent? So you need to always be thinking and balancing those 3 things. But because that's kind of hard to do in a match, you need to train your brain by doing VOD review and sort of picking up the moments where you might be making the wrong decision.
I see. Okay. Sometimes I'll be like, yeah, that was a bad decision, like those kind of obvious things. But sometimes I don't pick up on the subtle stuff. And
Yeah.
I feel like that's a lot of what limits me, because I'm like, man, I'm not sure what went wrong there.
I think especially at the level you're at now, where you're functional, you understand the game, you know, you can move around, you get what you should be looking for. I think this is where VOD review becomes the absolute most important thing for you.
Okay. Yeah.
And so if you ever wanted to do that, I do it in normal sessions. We could do it this session if you wanted it for the back half of the session, whatever you want. But I recommend you doing it with a coach, or just, you know, you can do it yourself. But either way, I think it's just vital.
Okay. I'll probably try it myself first, see what I can pick up on, and then go to somebody who is like, okay, here, can we look at these and kind of see, because I might have missed out on some stuff. I'll come back to you.
Cool.
But,
yeah. If you want to see like the style I do, like what I do when I'm VOD reviewing, again, that coaching channel where I'm gonna upload your VOD, we'll have some that you can check out, and like you can either decide it's right for you, or just sort of copy what I do and try to, you know, do your own VOD review in the same style, and I really think it'll help you.
Okay, that's fine.
Cool. All right, you know.
But yeah, if you want to send me that.
Yeah, I'll send it
whenever
when
we're
we're done.
Try me.
Alright.
Try and prepare yourself.
Yes. There.
You do outrange it, you know, and a lot of times you don't want to be getting past it. You want to be calling out my jumps, should be like your main goal, especially as Byleth, right?
Yeah.
So your rising fair is gonna, like, hold on a second. If I'm sitting here going like this, notice that the hitbox is only coming out when I'm on the way down, right?
Yeah.
So if,
Catching you on the way up.
yeah, there you go, perfect. Most Ikes have, you know, they're just gonna be jumping a lot. And so closing the gap with like dash shield, and then out of shielding me, and catching me on the way up, or just using your superior range to poke me out of my jump is going to be how you win neutral most of the time.
Okay, okay.
Yeah, or you can dash attack my landings. That can work too, but that's a little harder, like the timing's a little tighter. You might get more reward that way though.
Okay, alright. I'll play around with it and see what happens.
Cool. We should probably just start over. It's only...
Not my best.
Game! Byleth wins!
No hesitation.
But I think what I want to do is play this first half out with Byleth, get practice in, and maybe switch up to Palutena, because that's someone I take a little bit more seriously.
Yeah, I think
than my other characters.
Palutena, one of the best characters, obviously, and she does particularly well versus Ike.
Go!
It's not that I, refuse to play a bad matchup or anything, or like a harder matchup, but
Hey man, if you got 2 characters, one of the better matchup, why would you apologize for making it easier on yourself, you know?
I guess that is true.
It's their decision to play mid-tier, right? My decision to play mid-tier.
I guess that is true, yeah, take advantage of it.
Yeah, especially if your goal is as lofty as, like, you know, top 8ing a major. Even if that's like a long-term eventual goal, you know.
But yeah, it's like why
Handicap yourself, yeah.
Yeah.
I do think we're moving closer and closer to a counterfeiting match,
Yeah, we really are.
which is interesting.
My dash didn't come out.
Yeah, we are playing a little bit of delay, so it's gonna happen. It's alright. Thought I was able to do it. Good job holding center, creating a bubble around yourself. Basically using your weapon as a shield instead of shielding. Really, really solid.
Yeah. Thank you.
You do that a little too much though.
Yeah, I really do.
It's a decent answer if I'm like standing there shielding, because I don't think I can grab it, but yeah, I've heard that's good. And it makes sense because I don't even use my Y button ever. So having like your extra jump button.
Well, I use Y for jump.
Yeah, I use extra jump though, so
No,
if I were to do it, it would be Y. Yep, good punish. I was kind of just seeing if you would punish it. But yeah, you can hard punish Ether. It's like minus 20 something.
yeah, it's not a safe thing.
Not at all.
Don't stand in my way.
Like I said, I wasn't too good. I wasn't punishing that as much as I should.
Yep, so like I said, it's all about don't let me feel comfortable jumping. I'm going to try to be jumping right outside your burst range and coming in towards you or trying to catch your approaches. But for you, you need to close that gap and put me at that uncomfortable range where you can hit me and I can't hit you.
Which is about probably like right here, right?
Yeah, so here I can't nair you, but you can fair me.
Yeah.
But don't do falling. You know, you can do like a rising fair and catch me jumping. Or even like if you do dash shield in, you can then nair out a shield, right? And start something that
Yeah.
way. It's also an option. Alright.
Prepare yourself. Try me.
Almost. The bear was a good idea. Nice. See, there you go.
Yeah.
That's exactly what we were talking about. If you can make me uncomfortable and neutral, it opens things up so much harder. Because then you don't have to deal with my falling nairs as much, right? Because I'm afraid to go through
Yeah.
it. So everyone's like, oh, how do I deal with nair? I'm like, just, you know, stuff it out. Don't let him feel comfortable going for it constantly.
God, it feels really good to get some actual practice with what I would consider my actual name.
Yeah, I don't think Byleth is bad. This is not a bad matchup for Byleth either. It's like even at worst. Yeah, Palut is just one of Ike's worst.
So there's not a lot of hard matches. Yeah. I feel like.
No.
I mean, there is, but
Maybe
it's
like,
usually like
yeah.
I tried so hard.
You got to be aware of your opponent's. Well, you were dead no matter what there. But you got to be aware of your opponent's burst range at all times. So burst range being the area that they can hit you unreactively, right? Timing. So yeah, then it becomes like, now I'm dash attacking a lot more, right? Because I see you just waiting there to go for the bear, so I'm just anti-airing you. So yeah, that's where the rock, paper, scissors comes in. You know, it's not a one-size-fits-all, it's more just to force the next layer of neutral, right? To force me to adapt, and then you adapt, and then back and forth. But you have to get past their first level of game plan to make that happen.
Yeah.
Yeah, so there you tried to anti-air me, but instead of jumping, I just hit you, right? I did a tomahawk after, so yeah. Layers on layers here.
So smart option too. I never thought about anyone. I don't think anyone's ever done that with me.
What, the drift back to ledge?
Yeah.
Yeah, it makes it way safer. It's still punishable, but you have to know specific counterplay to do it.
Yeah, I just didn't even expect it. Fail not.
Good punish. Nice. Good DI. Your DI saved you. I mean, you died anyway, but if you had not DI'd down and away on that nair, you would have gotten up there and died.
I must move forward.
On that dash attack, I fared, but I was like, man, I'm drifting out.
Yeah.
Or like stalled with up B or something.
Ike, one of the few characters who contest Byleth landing options at range like that.
Yeah.
So I think that would have been the right play against most characters.
I think honestly that stalling with my up B like in the air like that would have probably just saved it.
You could also side B, you could just go to ledge. You know, DI out and go to ledge is always an option. Can't ever forget that, you know, no one wants to be on ledge, but it's a lot better than forcing a landing on stage and dying.
Yeah, it is. Alright, you're ready for it.
Oh, I had you called out because you always roll after that, but I did miss the punish. Most people roll there. If they regrab, most people buffer roll because they just like want to get away from the ledge as fast as possible. That's just lucky. That time you didn't, because I called it out loud.
Oh my god, how did...
Yeah, wasn't the same situation, but yeah, it was a good mix. Yeah.
I meant air dodge.
Gotcha.
Honestly, I don't think so.
You mixed once, but then you didn't roll yet.
Destroyed this game.
I'm starting to notice the patterns.
Yeah.
That's why most like big matches that matter are best of 5, right? Is like showcase people can.
Adaptation.
Yeah.
Starting to see.
Well,
That's not what I meant to. I
I had a feeling.
Alright.
No, I had a feeling that was not what you meant to do.
I kept like panicking after that and like buffering options. And I'm like, this is not. So I tried to like slow down.
Yeah.
But then I miss input. Oh wait! I didn't mean to do that. Like.
Yeah, it happens. Absolutely. Are you switching back to Palo? Cool. So yeah, there's a couple things I was starting to notice. Like whenever you hit me with a cross-up aerial, you would always F tilt or dash attack right after to try to catch me dropping shield. And eventually I just stopped getting hit by it. Right.
Yeah.
And then, like I said, there was the regrab into roll. You know, those are just little things, but they definitely go a long way in like making you feel uncomfortable in neutral. And then once I can make you feel uncomfortable, that's when you just get opened up. Like, I feel like mid-level play, a lot of times there's two people bashing their playstyles against each other and just seeing who comes out the other side, right?
Yeah, I try to adapt. Sometimes I'm like, I don't know what I'm supposed to be doing there.
Yeah, that's why I think VOD review is so important, because then you can really start to see your patterns. Like, it's so hard to notice your own patterns when you're in game.
It really is. I
And,
just see
yeah.
like big stuff a little bit.
Yeah. Palu's got the same game plan kind of as Byleth here, by the way. It's all about the air. You want to catch me jumping, which you just did very well.
Good. I am kind of fun for that one.
Sometimes it works, but, you know, that's when we think about risk-reward, right?
Yeah, I mean, there's not much risk in going for 45, I don't think.
Well, there's also not that much reward in it. What do you get, like 10% versus taking 30 plus? Also, I could have just F-smashed you, so there was actually quite a bit of risk.
Oh, fair enough, yeah. I didn't even think that. I didn't. Man. Playing against Ike, like, right now is helping me figure out a lot of
Oh, okay.
I
Guess it doesn't matter that you have tilted the wrong way.
Quality tank there.
Up smash is really good. I actually think the risk reward of that up smash is very good, and it was the right call. I just didn't happen to do it. Really good. That's good catch, good patience.
Oh god. My back here like 4 times.
Yeah, and then you tried to anti-air me on the way down instead of the way up. I'm just gonna win that. I did the fancy movement, but Palu's up there is so big it doesn't matter. Nice.
Oh god. Alright.
There you go.
Just awkward enough.
Yeah, I don't have any game sound. It's always kind of awkward.
Really? So
Yeah.
why
My monitor doesn't have it, and I usually listen to music on my computer. But also during lessons, I prefer to be able to hear everything.
Damn, I'd be down on the way, still don't.
Like, I have my headset hooked up to my computer, so so that I can talk to you. So I don't really know how I would get game sound. Plus, yeah, I could do it, but it's always like slightly delayed if I run it through OBS. And I don't want to screw up my timing. Okay, that's a good trade.
Yeah, I think that every day. But I do, outside of like just playing fun games in general, I do a lot of I do a lot of audio engineering and production. So
I must move forward.
Nice. Yeah, I think sound's pretty important. I just kind of have to live without it most of the time.
yeah.
Makes reacting to certain things a lot easier though. Like Palutena, I've trained myself to react to the visual cue, but the sound's the easiest way.
Is there a visual cue?
Just the flash, yeah, when she up these.
Oh, okay.
It's reactable, so I can hit it if you don't have a lot of options.
Go!
Which I did not there.
Yeah. You could have like gone super high and drifted maybe, but that might have got hit too. so hard to land first Palu. And then yeah, you can follow that up too. Nice. That was the same principle we talked about though, right? You anti-aired me, you caught me on the way up. Yep, don't let me jump. You don't let me jump, I gotta start playing on the ground. And Ike's ground game, not the best.
I'm starting to learn, like, especially, I've been playing for like, I don't know, 8 months competitively, and even less in tournaments. But one thing I've noticed is if you let someone get away with something, they will not, they will do it.
Yeah, that is true, especially at, you know, slightly lower level.
Yeah.
Well, and it's true at higher level too, because like, why wouldn't they, right? If it's still working.
Yeah. And then the moment they see it work, they stop.
That's the difference, is higher level players will actually stop. Cool. That move's insane. It covers so many options. Yep.
Take me either way.
I think, yeah, I would have snuck under it, got you with the dash attack.
Alright. Oh my god! I was explained it, someone explained to me once, but
Jab instead of up smash. In what context?
just trying to up smash.
I guess maybe you're not timing your left stick with the A button well enough. You're hitting the A button first.
Yeah, probably. That does not happen.
Yep, Palu has to make it pretty hard to not get hit by that. But luckily, you have really good air drift and double jump. There, you were forced away from ledge though, so there wasn't really much you could do.
Alright, so the grab wasn't going to work that time.
Yeah, I went for the up B thinking you would mash an option after. You could have just shielded, but that was the first time I went for the up, so you wouldn't have known. You tried to contest me on the way down instead of catching my jump.
Yeah, I did. I'm so used to doing it.
Fight for my friends.
There's nothing wrong with that, but against Ike specifically, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go back to Falcon for a bit.
Okay. I feel like I get used to it, and then all of a sudden I'm like, man, I feel like I have no options here. But I think it's more of a...
Choose your fighter, Captain Falcon!
You are like kind of dancing outside of that range where it's like, okay, I could probably hit him, but the second you see me like go in, you dash back. And
Yeah.
I was like, shit, I missed, and now I'm gonna eat 45% or
That's where
cut off stage.
that's where the dash shield is so good, because you can force your way in safely.
Yeah.
It's really important. So yeah, you gotta watch out for going for those like nairs where I'm not even near you, because I'll just whip punish you every time. Especially with a fast character like Falcon. It was a regrab. Oh yeah, you were trying to tech. Yeah, sometimes you just can't though. It can just depend on which angle of the dash attack or down air you get. Yeah. But yeah, DIing in will make you more likely to be able to attack. Just not guaranteed. So right now, I'm just trying to bait out that one thing, which is that approaching there. I don't jump quite as much with Falcon. I try to wait and go for whip punches. So I'm just trying to catch you doing that nair, and then I whip punish every time.
So as Palutena, it's good to have. It's important to have a few hits.
Oh yeah. Landing aerials are good against Falcon.
Right there, I tried to catch you with an up smash.
Yeah, Travis said.
Yep.
Can't get lazy off stage. I'm playing a fast character now.
Well, I tried to up air. That was so good.
You should have been there. Oh, you died.
I missed the tech.
It happens.
Damn, man. It's so...
Captain Falcon wins.
You just gotta stop whiffing in neutral. Make sure everything that you do has a purpose to it instead of, or if it doesn't have, I mean, the purpose can be like just to create space for yourself. But when you do a fully drifted in full hop nair, I'm just gonna dash grab you. I'm just gonna dash back and dash grab you every time. And once I identify that neutral habit, that's my way in, right? So you need to adapt and stop doing it. Or I'm just going to use that as my way in every time. And that can mean like, oh, I'm just going to laser camp now, you know, and force you to approach, and then you can try to catch my approaches, right? That's one option. Or you could just try to approach in different ways, or you could bait my dash grab. You know, there's all sorts of options, but you got to stop doing that one thing I'm using to get in. And again, that's where VOD review is super important. Because, yeah, and also drifting back your nairs will make it harder for me to dash grab you. Oh. Bonk. That is
Yeah. It's hard because I don't know how to grab this.
Yeah, you're not really making me afraid of shield punch. I think you need to be more focused on taking center and forcing me to the corner. Or use your projectiles to force me to approach. And then catch bad approaches. It is easier to hit.
It's like, yeah, it's like,
Yeah, I mean, and just within my, like I was talking about burst range, right? If you whiff something within my burst range, I'm gonna punish it. And that's happening over and over again. I'm really just whiff punishing. I'm not even putting pressure on you. I'm just standing here waiting for you to hit a bad button and then punishing you for it. So there you hit a good button. I couldn't easily punish you. But there I did to you what I... Yeah, eventually. With rage especially.
but I wasn't having this much trouble with like
you have more range to keep me out, right? And you can swing at that max range, and you won't be within my burst range. Palu, though, you have to be a little smarter about where you hit buttons. You don't have a sword.
that. I feel like my brain did something just fast.
Your grounded options, yeah, I would say that. You don't have like a fast F tilt, so you just say screw you, get off of me.
Yeah.
But you do have jab, which some Palus use that way. Because it's like relatively safe if you just do the jab one. Like I see Chag doing that a lot.
I do too, I just never understood why they use it like that.
It's because it's her only ground option that's fairly big and not completely in the middle. So anytime you want to like poke someone who's approaching you on the ground, I recommend using jab instead of a tilt.
I feel like my DI was good, but I was just dead.
Yeah, that'd be a kill at like 121.30 on ledge.
Especially right there.
Yeah, especially that close to the last zone.
Yeah, I feel like I started to get it a little bit more towards the end.
I think you're just a little too, I don't know if aggressive is the word, but your aggression is not as well thought out as it should be. And I'm just getting a ton of whip punches.
I feel like it's simply just because I'm like, not nervous, but like,
yeah.
I'm just like, oh, when do I swing? When do I swing? You know, like maybe now, maybe.
I mean, those back airs are already like going to be way harder for me to approach than your full hop airs. And look at this, if you zone me out, the problem there was that you tried to approach hard off of it. If you're going to be zoning, just catch my approaches. Don't try to force approaches yourself. Because if you're zoning, you're just putting on pressure. Like, I'll take chip damage every now and then, and my shield's getting smaller, so I have to do something about that, right? You're forcing my hand.
Yeah. But I really like playing with good players. Like, even getting like in the situation, it's like I'm learning a lot.
Oh yeah, it's way better. It's more fun.
It's so much fun. And I'm sure it's fun to just kind of dog on someone that's not as good as you.
I'm not seeing it that way. I'm just trying to help.
I mean, like, I meant in general.
It's fun with Captain Falcon, I'll say that.
Oh, yeah.
Because you get to do cool shit.
That's the thing. I mean,
with Ike, it's boring.
anytime I play someone worse than me, I just go DK.
Yeah, you can do stuff.
Do whatever I want.
That's definitely not my goal with these sessions, though. I'm trying to help.
Yeah, yeah, I know. I just meant in general.
Yeah. So yeah, keep me at arm's length, and then catch my approaches instead of me just catching your approaches over and over. Palu is an amazing defensive character.
Yeah.
Well, look at that. The second you near it in,
Go
yeah.
approaching again.
Not just approaching, but approaching with the same option that I've replenished over and over, right? That's why VOD review is so important. Because if I didn't call that out, if I didn't tell you about it, it might have taken you a while to realize where you're getting blown up. But if you watch your own VODs, you're like, okay, it's every time I do this same nair, that's when I'm getting blown up. And then you can start thinking about, oh, okay, why is that blowing me up? And then you can make the adjustment you need. Yeah, it's like frame 7 or something. It's pretty good, yeah. You gotta be careful with your projectiles, though. Don't use them when they're unsafe. Falcon is the second fastest character in the game. So. Oh,
I didn't mean to.
I don't really know what how he gets off a reset, to be honest.
Probably
Down
not
smash?
that.
Down
Or
smash,
throwing
maybe?
down. Definitely not fortunate.
I don't know.
Especially in that situation. Sometimes.
Air dodge too much. Yep, me off stage. And I don't think it's worth it to go off right there. If I still have all my options, right? Like I still had jump, I was pretty close to stage so I could drift in, I had my air dodge. Why go off and take a 50-50 to kill me when I'm already at 105 on life, right? You can already just nickel and dime me and kill me. That's what I'm talking about with risk reward, right? You gave up all positioning for the chance to maybe kill me, when instead you could have just done the safe thing. You know, risked less and still killed me. I know you want to do it. Yeah, there it is.
He said he'd get punished for it.
Yeah, it was a slightly better one because you drifted back a little bit.
Yeah. I tried to grab instead. I've been trying to do that a lot more. Instead of going into back or back throw down or down throw back air, trying to go into instead, which doesn't always work. But definitely a nice option where it works.
Notice how instead of all-inning you, I put myself in a position where I could get backstage before you, even though I went for an offstage play.
Yeah.
Putting yourself in a position where even if you don't get what you want, you're still in a better position than your opponent. Huge deal. That's why, you know, those runoff nairs come in sometimes. Unless you're guaranteed, like you know it's going to work, you're really risking a lot. When you could have done a safer option and you're totally fine.
Yeah. Fuck! I was like, don't roll here, don't roll here. My body's like, nah, man, we gotta roll. I'm too scared.
Yeah, that was absolutely, yeah, I was trying to bait it out. I was like, alright, third time, he's still hanging ledge, he thinks I'm going to go for the dare, and so I just covered the one option that dare wouldn't cover.
Man, I did so good, too.
Yep, you're getting those habits under control. And that's what having a coach is all about. I mean, it's hard to get it under control in an hour, obviously, yeah, but it's more just about telling you things to work on in the long term.
Seeing it and stuff like that.
Yeah. And it's really good to have someone call it out for you, but, you know, it's kind of expensive, so learning how to VOD review, definitely, like, the superior way to do things.
Especially if, like, $20 is going to, you know, help me get better at the game. I mean, it actually gets you experience playing something. Better than me, so I'm like, you know what? Even if it's, you know, one time, you know,
Yeah,
I played with Fatality one time, and I practiced everything that you told me, and I haven't looked back since.
I appreciate that. You think it's worth it. But yeah.
Even if you don't run a lot, it's usually pretty fun to do that.
Okay. And I think, but I do think learning to VOD review yourself is the end goal, so you don't have to pay $20 every time you want to level up. Though, I mean, you know, I'm not complaining, obviously.
How do you DI? Puppy?
Anything that sends you like up and out, you want to do. It's a little complicated. Default down and in, but if you have like a lot of space to travel, like it's cross stage, then down and out's better. Because you want to use the space you have to like kill some of your opponents. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So the perfect DI is when your character goes straight to the corner. So you want to influence it to make that happen as much as possible. Nice. So yeah, that time you forced me to approach, and then you caught my approach. Much better game plan than just trying to approach yourself and hoping that your opponent is doing what you want. You got to condition them to do it. See what I'm saying? Like, going off stage like that, yeah. I'm at 135. All you need to do is get a back throw or an F tilt or something, right? Or a bear. So there, it makes a little more sense for me to be the one going off because I'm higher percent than you. So I'm kind of trying to look to make a play, right?
Yeah.
But if you're ahead and you're nickel and diming me and everything's going great, why throw all that away for a Hail Mary?
I guess that is true. Yeah, I probably could have.
See what I'm saying, though? Those are the situations where I'm going to go off and put pressure on. where I need to make a play. And now I'm back in.
I was, but I feel like I had a much better grasp.
Yep, your neutral was better. I feel like, you know, your punish game's decent. I do think you could be getting more out of these combos with Palutena.
Yeah, I definitely could. Maybe I feel like whenever I'm in those like nair loops, sometimes I go for the immediate fair, but sometimes I should just wait and maybe like extend my advantage state instead and punish the landing.
Yeah, I think besides the fact that you go for maybe a few too many offstage plays, your advantage state looks pretty nice, but you do need your true combos a little sharper, and then yeah, you neutral. I swear, by the way, I've turned this stage off 4 times, and I cannot get it to stop doing something random. Yeah, it's just bugged. Yeah, it's only ever happened with DLC stages, and I do not know how to, I need to just make a new rule set, maybe that'll fix it, but...
Maybe.
Win.
Sometimes I straight up don't save, but I've had that before too, where I'm like, oh, Mishima Stadium isn't on, or Mishima Dojo isn't on, so why are we here?
Yeah, trust me, I've quadrupled my double detective having for months.
have you full restarted your Switch?
Oh yeah, multiple times. I've done all sorts of stuff. I think I just need to, maybe if I make a new rule set that completely, I hadn't thought of that, but whatever.
I mean, it is what it is at that point, you know?
Yeah, I promise you it's not switched on, that's all I can say.
I mean, there's no Johns if you're winning, right?
Yeah, your back air is really hard to contest, but it's not that fast startup-wise. So you should be using it to beat things out, but not, like, outspeed. The Chad combo.
That was that same situation where I tried to give out smash.
I see. I think it wouldn't have made a difference, but...
I mean, yeah, sometimes it's a little frustrating or something. I mean, especially not in a situation where it's like, oh, anyway.
If you turn out... Do you have your sensitivity set to high?
Yes, I used to, so that's what I was do.
Yeah, setting it to high makes it more sensitive, so you have a bigger window to get a smash attack out. But
whoa!
see, Palus who start to do that on purpose, it can be a lot harder to kill them. It's actually a good thing.
Okay. Well, at least it didn't get me killed. I thought I would die.
It can stop, it can dodge eruption as well, and dodge down airs and stuff.
Eruption?
I can neutral B.
Oh, okay. Alright, yeah, bad idea.
You got away with it, but you're definitely putting unnecessarily risk on yourself. Nice, the dash shield there.
Alright, I expected that.
Yeah, it's a momentum mix-up. It's really unsafe, but every now and then, just as a Hail Mary. Careful. You're inside my burst range, and you're whiffing a move. So I'm gonna hit you.
I'm starting to understand. I think Captain Falcon is also kind of a problem for me, which sucks because I feel like this is helping me understand not just Captain Falcon, but just everything. The matchup.
Captain Falcon, there's nothing like crazy about his neutral. It's just he's really fast and has good startup and throw combos, right? So because of that, like he's kind of low on gimmicks in neutral. He has some gimmicks in his other state, but because he's kind of low on gimmicks in neutral, but has a really good neutral, he's really good at exposing like where some of the gaps are in what you're doing, just before it gets the hit. He's just really fast. Nice. Now you would punish me.
Yeah. Look at me go.
But you can see just from my playstyle how powerful just waiting for your opponent to do something they shouldn't do is. Like, as just a starting point.
Oh god. Okay, there we go.
I was sure the up air was coming.
I should have. Probably said either way.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I was just at 5%.
I don't know if I got the sweet spot or sour spot. But yeah, you always want to DI correct him. Alright, I got time for one more here.
I heard the sweet spot.
Gotcha.
Ready?
I take a game.
So yeah, it's all about, don't approach badly.
Yeah.
Play patient. Try to condition me to approach you. Call out my approaches. That was not a bad approach because you hit my shield, right? But if you don't hit my shield, I can still punish you.
Yes, I'm missing run every time. Dash every time.
Your DI on the combos is good. You're DIing down and away, which is making it much harder to land these throw combos on you.
Can't get on top of that one.
They touted, yeah. He's pretty good.
Yeah. I always think of my career highlights of liking him. Oh, God.
Yeah, my Falcon's nowhere close to his level.
It's still pretty good, dude. I'm not gonna lie. But he's so good with like running on. He's so good on stage.
Yeah, I haven't fought him offline in a very long time. I did a first of 10 with him with my Ike online about a year and a half ago. I lost like 6-10, but I took some games sometime for that. But yeah, so much of his like YouTube channel is just people DIing in. It's great.
Yeah, I know.
But it's fun to watch.
It definitely is. Pretty entertaining.
I haven't gone for that in a while. I don't think I ever went for that this set. Yeah. His up B is frame 14, so a lot of things are going to be safe against it. What's good about it though is that it beats shields, which obviously is pretty crazy. Ah,
Well,
you were dead no matter what, but because it was a regrab, I was just gonna dare you.
yeah. Instead of the up air, or the up air again instead of the air. Yeah, I'm like, oh, I'm dead.
Game.
Yep, took your jump.
Yeah, I shouldn't have done that.
Captain Falcon wins.
I tried. I'm trying to be more patient with, like, at the end of the day, there's 7 minutes to win a game.
Yeah, you have
It's like
plenty of time.
It's like if I have to take you to 180 to get the kill, then that's what I gotta do.
Yep, if something's working, don't stop doing it just because you feel like you need to get the kill now.
Yeah.
Sometimes
which I feel
you
like I
just,
was struggling with.
especially Palu, sometimes you just gotta live with nickel and diamond
Yeah.
people because her neutral is insane, right? Like that's the best thing about her is her. First off, her advantage state gets her a ton of percent. She's insanely hard to contest in neutral though because she has that invincible dash attack and invincible back air especially, and then a really good multi-hit in air, right?
Yeah.
So you need to hone your neutral and you'll start winning with her way more because that's really just the best thing about her. That and her advantage state. Her advantage state's insane, even if she doesn't like have kill confirms most of the time.
Yeah.
So yeah, work on your ledge trapping, you know, keep people off stage, and then work on knowing when to go for the edge guard and when to just play on stage and be patient.
Yeah. Like I say, sometimes I feel like it was smart and it just didn't happen the way I wanted it to. But sometimes I'm like, he has an entire jump and an air dodge.
Yeah.
And I'm still going off of there.
And I'm at 130, so all you need to do is get a back air jump read and I die, right? So like,
Yeah.
why take all that
Why
risk?
play off stage and when you can play on stage?
Exactly.
Okay. Yeah. Well, that helps a lot.
Cool. So yeah, I'll give you a little lesson summary soon. That I'll send you on Metafy once. I actually don't think I can do it yet because our official session hasn't ended yet. Because it's scheduled for 3:30. But I will send you the VOD very shortly. And again, I think VOD review is going to be the #1 most helpful thing because it'll allow you to do what I just did, right? Which is look at your play objectively from the outside and notice what is getting you blown up.
Yeah.
So I think that's really important. And again, set it to like 0.75 speed because it's really, really hard to process at normal speed. And also, if you ever want to just schedule a session with me, we can go over one of your VODs together. And I really think that's going to be most useful to you.
Yeah, I say I have a couple recordings, but they're more of me just playing with somebody, like people for fun and stuff like that.
It doesn't
Fun
have
session.
to be a tournament, but it needs to be you taking
Like
the game
serious
seriously.
matches,
Yeah.
I have a couple, but I don't know where they are, so I'd have to. I can like I edit videos and stuff like that too, so I can go in and like clip them together, and then we can
Sure.
kind of go or like pick them out. So
Yeah, or you could just timestamp them and watch the raw. It doesn't matter.
whichever.
But yeah, cool.
All right.
Let me know if you have any questions, and I'll get you the VOD shortly.
So far, I just have to kind of let that sink in.
Cool.
And then if I have any questions, I'll hit you up.
Yeah, my DMs are always open.
Sounds good, man. I appreciate it.
All right, have a good one.
You too.